Let's have a quick look at where we stand with the championship so far then. Overall, it's John Kinman who is currently on top just now, 190 points in that E-class. But as we said, we're counting the overall points here, so this is from all of the classes. Charlie Cope in second place, just 3 points behind with 187 points there. Elliot Patterson, 44 points behind that in D-class. Andrew Graham in fourth position. Adam Kinman's down in fifth, and of course, you know, sharing the legacy, the heritage with those with the Rover outing. Craig Houston down in sixth position, Ian Mitchell down in seventh, Nicky Dixon in eighth, Jimmy Crowe in ninth, and 10th place for Alistair Coates. So let's have a quick look at the grid then, how they line up for the race coming up ahead. And it's going to be pole position for David Brown in the 173 ahead of John Kinman's in the Rover in second place. Andrew Graham is on row 2 in third position ahead of Martin Reynolds. And then it's Mario Ferrari alongside Alistair Coates on row 3. Row 4, Craig Houston and Charles Cope. And then moving down to row 5, it's going to be Adam Kinman and Jimmy Crowe in 9th and 10th respectively. 11th place is going to be Nicky Dixon alongside Colin Calder. Ian Mitchell alongside Ewan Anderson on row 7. Paul Bowers on row 8 with Ian Morton. And then at row 9 is going to be Duncan O'Neill and David Riley with Michael Anderson on row 10 as well. So that's how they line up. Now, one name that I noticed is missing is the big bad Alistair Bapty. No sign of him out today.
No, I don't. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think he had possibility to race today. He's had a number of outings though since the last meeting here. He was at Cadwell Park and he had his MG at the Oulton Park Gold Cup in the Classic Sports Car Club race, and then the week after that he had his Fiat X19 at the Historic Sports Car Club Mod Sports race at Oulton Park. So maybe with all these away events he's not been able to come and enjoy this one, but hopefully we'll see him at the next event. Sadly, we don't have the second placed qualifier, John Kinman, in the Rover ST1. He's had problems which he's been unable to repair since qualifying. It looks as if it's a differential fault, but he will persevere and try to get it repaired in time for race 2. So unfortunately he won't be on the grid, but as far as I'm aware, all the other cars will line up.
Yeah, it looks that way. And again, as commentators, we're supposed to be completely unbiased, completely straight down the middle. I've got to be honest, I'm gutted not seeing that big, massive machine of John Kinman's out there. It's always a glorious sight just because of the way that he drives that machine as well. It's fantastic to see. Mario Ferrari, though, in that Ferrari 308 GTB, that is, yeah, that's a machine and a half. However, David Brown up front in that TVR Griffith. That TVRs have never been known for being subtle machines, have they? They've always had a bit of a reputation for being a little bit wild. But we'll talk more about that in just a second, because the cars now making their way through. You can see the 3 XR2s at the back of the grid as well. That is going to be Duncan O'Neill, David Riley, and that is also going to be Michael Anderson, although Anderson shown as just being in a Ford Fiesta, so I believe that may be the non-XR2 variant on that. And I still can't believe that we would count the XR2s as classics. I feel very, very old at seeing that. However, the 1 minute board is held out. We are ready to go with our final race of the morning here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. You're watching the SMRC live race day stream sponsored by Reese Motorsport Insurance. And we are ready to go. It's Dave Christie and Malcolm Smith here in the commentary box. And we'll be joined post-race by Andy Alston. The hooter goes to signify we've got just a couple of seconds left to go for a race, before the red lights get turned on onto the gantry and we get ready to go racing. 5 second board out. Here come the lights then. And then it's going to be really fairly standard start, you would think, from David Brown. But lights go out. Great start there from Mario Ferrari on that third row there. Gets a decent start in the Ferrari. Keeps going on though, as everyone away cleanly from the lines. They make their way down into the first corner, then down through Duffus Step. And it looked like Andrew Graham there actually had a little bit of the measure there on the escort there. As you see, Mario Ferrari run wide a little bit there. And those XR2s already starting to try and claw their way through the midfield there. But predictably, that TVR Griffith of David Brown, Malcolm, looks to already just be tearing away.
Yeah, he's made a very good start. Excellent performances in the past from David in this car. And yeah, it has super power to weight ratio that, as you saw, as it got its way off the line. And already making quite a bit of ground on the 78 Triumph TR7 V8 of Andy Graham, followed there by Martin Reynolds, Mari Ferrari and Alistair Coates in the green MGB, just keeping ahead of the white Golf of Charlie Cope.
I've got to say, Malcolm, I've never seen a shot before where we've got a 308 GTB side by side with a Volkswagen Golf GTI. That's quite the eclectic mix.
Yeah, the joy of multi-class racing, and a beautiful car that Mario has restored. It really is absolutely pristine, and credit to his ability in restoration.
It really is. The thing looks absolutely resplendent as it comes over the hill at Clark there, but that Golf GTI isn't hanging about whatsoever either, as David Brown still in the lead of this race then from Andrew Graham. Martin Reynolds in third place, Mario Ferrari down there in fourth. That's going to be a look up the inside for the Golf GTI and makes the move on Alistair Coates and Charlie Cope then side by side. That's a great move for position, and that is going to be fifth position for that Golf GTI there. Or is it because then suddenly that MGB just roars into life, that V8 engine side by side, and they're still almost side by side coming down through Duffus there with the Golf GTI perhaps having a little bit more luck going into the corner there. So again, opening up a couple of car lengths is Charlie Cope in that B-class car. Just now we've got a yellow flag, and that is not good because there was no other cars nearby there, and that looks to have been a car. Now, was that David Brown? We very, very briefly saw it there, but there was a car into the infield on the right-hand side there.
I think it might have been the Lotus Elan of Colin
Calder. Yeah, that's a great spot there, Malcolm. Down at the bottom of the timing screens, 2 laps down there. So that's exactly who it'll be there. The excitement maybe having to be tempered a little bit just now. And in fact, there you go. You can see already off into the distance is Martin Reynolds in that Ford Escort ahead of Mario Ferrari just now. And again, that Escort does really, really look the part right now. It looks like it would be more at home on a rally stage than perhaps on the track here.
Yeah, the Escort wide arch style, and credit to Martin Reynolds. He's travelled 360 miles from southeast England to come here to race today. So what a commitment to come to a circuit that he really enjoys.
Yeah, it's fantastic to hear. Of course, many of the drivers travelling from far and wide, a lot of them based up here in Scotland, but many of them based all the way through the rest of the UK, and enjoy making the trip up to Knockhill because it's such a unique challenge compared to many of the other tracks that are out there. 8 laps left to go in this race then. It's still David Brown in the lead as, well, that, wait, what? How did a Golf GTI just take over the Ferrari 308 GTV? Now, I've got to think that that's going to be a problem for the Ferrari.
Yeah, it seemed to slow quite considerably there, yeah, and we see Alistair Coates in the green MGB V8 pass as well. So something has slowed the Ferrari's progress considerably. Hopefully it's nothing too serious and it will be able to get it. Oh, Craig Houston and the Lotus off the track there and rejoining. So I don't know what's happened with him. It's Houston slowed back considerably there with that time off the track, and Jimmy Crowe in the Escort, Adam Kinmond in the Rover, and now 69 Nicky Dixon's Lotus Cortina coming up into shot there, and now out of shot as we see again. 91 Houston Lotus with Jimmy Crowe really close beside him and going for the inside at the hairpin, but not quite.
Yeah, not quite, but he certainly made the move there. Knew that he would have the inside line, but it did look like that Adam Kinman just had to drive out of the corner. But they're going to have to watch out there, because just behind him as well, in fact, sorry, that was Craig Houston that was in front, and that is going to be just behind him, Adam Kinman. So Crowe manages somehow to get it through. It just shows how nimble that little car is, able to make it happen. And the 91 of Craig Houston in that Lotus XL, it's a bigger machine, it's a stronger machine. But again, Jimmy Crowe just able to make it work, getting the tight, twisty technical sections here. Really seems to be where that Ford Escort Mark 1 shines.
Yeah, Jimmy's years of experience and some subtle suspension modifications and new set of tyres there, all adding up to a fair combination of handling, but not quite. I say not quite pace setting, but avoiding the Lotus XL there as Adam Kinman gets ever closer with the three-way drag up the main straight.
I do believe that was a dictionary definition there of optimistic there from Craig Houston. Sent it from about 3 weeks ago there. Very lucky to get the car stopped in time. Did get it stopped in time, but absolutely compromised the exit of that. Sent up the inside into McIntyre's again. It's safe to say at this point, I think that Craig Houston would quite like to have this sixth position. That is certainly the overwhelming opinion that is coming out of this one. Jimmy Crowe still sat in 7th position right now with Adam Kinman just tucked up very nicely. He's just waiting very patiently in that 8th position, but 5 laps left to go. It's still David Brown in the lead of the race from Andrew Graham, Martin Reynolds in 3rd position, Charlie Cope in the Volkswagen in 4th position. That's going to be a move on the inside from Adam Kinman, late on the brakes as you like, and Jimmy Crowe sees it coming and just has to let it happen. However, what you saw as always from that Rover Vitesse, struggles to get the power down on exit, a little bit too keen with the power on that right foot there, and the car just jinks from left to right as it struggles with traction there, Malcolm.
Yes, it was extra power of the Rover on the back straight, allowed him to get up the inside of Jimmy Crowe, and a difficult manoeuvre, as you say, coming back out. And as I'm saying that, we saw the Lotus of Colin Calder moving again. So it's earlier being stationary was perhaps a little more short-lived than we thought it might have been. So as he's back on the track, we see David Brown, 173 TVR Griffith, well ahead now of 2nd place Andy Graham. As we switch back to the action there, that's Nicky Dixon and David Steele with Brown, the TVR, approaching them as he comes up beside the O'Neill Racing XR2, number 36 there of Steele, and he'll pass him on the way up to the start-finish line. Meanwhile, the Class A battle is led there by Ian Mitchell's Vauxhall Nova in number 11 with Paul Bowers, Fiat, very close behind him here for the lead of Class A. These 3 cars in Class A today, these 2 and the A40 of Ian Morton, and the later entry XR2 coming up, as you see there, number 3. That runs in Class C because it has a Ford engine from a later vehicle. It doesn't run the CVH engine that the other 2 O'Neill Racing cars have fitted to them, which are needed to comply with XR2 rules. But real close here with Mitchell and Bowers, and number 3 Fiesta not far off them either. So we've seen action at the front, action in the middle with Crow, Houston and Kinmond, and here we are further back down the event. Wow, as close as they are battling at the lead.
Yeah, it certainly is, and also just noticed there Colin Calder actually retiring from the race, so the car just coming through pit lane and coming past our commentary box here, as you're seeing side by side. That's a late move up the inside there. That's the 71 of Paul Bowers on the 11 there of Ian Mitchell. Gets the move done, as cool, calm and collected as you like, but it does look like that that Nova is not having any of it whatsoever. They're still side by side. How has that Fiat 128 been done in a straight line from that Vauxhall Nova? Well, I guess stranger things will happen, but wow, that was fairly succinct there from the number 11 at Ian Mitchell.
Yeah, and as the two of these cars battle away, here we have our number 3 holding in abeyance, ready to take over at any moment. But this is superb performance between Bowers, Mitchell in the Class A, with the Class C invitee coming now between them.
Yeah, certainly is. So last lap then, we've just gone on board with just now as our race leader David Brown comes down through Duffus and comes up through the chicane there. Now normally we'd moan about the checkered flag graphic coming up on screen, but it's safe to say, I mean, this is kind of a foregone conclusion at this race. It's been an exemplary drive from the TVR Griffith, but I would imagine slightly lonely for him in that 173. However, a race win's a race win. He's not actually going to care, I would imagine. But out of the hairpin then, for the final time, it's been a lights to flag victory then for the Class C driver in the TVR Griffith then. David Brown in the 173 takes the race win. Andrew Graham is going to finish in second place on the track, and Martin Reynolds is going to finish across the line 11 seconds later in third position. Alistair Coates going to finish in fourth. Fifth position is going to be Charlie Cope. Craig Houston in sixth position. Adam Kinmond in seventh. Jimmy Crow in eighth. Nicky Dixon in ninth. Ian Mitchell in 10th. Paul Bowers in 11th position. Michael Anderson in 12th. Ewan Anderson in 13th. Ian Morton in 14th. Duncan O'Neill in 15th. David Riley in 16th. Colin Calder, DNF, retiring from that race with about 3 laps to go on that one. But a great win for David Brown in his class. Martin Reynolds is a guest, so he won't score points on that. Charlie Cope takes the honours for B class. It's going to be David Brown for C class. Ian Mitchell will take the win in A class. And then in D class, it's going to be Adam Kinmond in that Rover Vitesse. And as we said, Andrew Graham in E class, with the XR2s is going to go to Duncan O'Neill. So there we go, the car just making its way into the pit lane just now. It'll probably be another 30 seconds or so before we get everybody into pit lane. I can see our rather nimble roving reporter, Andy Alston, down there just chilling in the glorious lunchtime sunshine here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. But Andy, a fantastic race there yet again for the Classics. They never disappoint, and I think it's safe to say David Brown going to have a very big smile on his face after that one.
Yes, he certainly will, Dave. Great driving there. David Brown, there he is in the 173, just pulling up now. Be very happy with that performance. Quite a comfortable lead that he had at the end, just over 12 seconds or so, but he won't mind one bit about that, I suspect. Very strong, commanding performance from the 173 car. David Brown, very happy with that one. But great action throughout the field, it must be said as well, Dave. You know, that's the beauty of multi-class racing. We're always treated to some great battles throughout the field. And yeah, Dave will just getting ready to speak to him in a little moment or so. Car will be looking good, be quite happy with that. We've got the 78 just pulled up alongside him. But Dave, let's have a quick chat with you now. How do you feel after that one? What's the thoughts after that?
It was a bit of a workout, to be honest. We had a few problems with the brake pedal, and it's still there, but I've just basically got the brakes slightly earlier and be a bit more gentle in the down changes to kind of match the revs. But all in all, I can't complain.
You do anything looking ahead to the next race to try and mitigate it a little bit if you can, or is it maybe just maybe not enough time to do anything major?
Probably more tie wraps and duct tape, and I think that'll sort it. So we'll see.
That's always the way of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Sir.
Great stuff, Dave. Very congratulations, and hope everything goes well for race number 2. David Brown there in the TVR, the 173 car. He'll be really pleased with his performance there. But we'll just jump over in a moment to the 78 and just get the thoughts there of Andy Graham. Car again looking in really good condition. Let's have a quick chat with him here. And Andy, what's your thoughts after that one? Car's still feeling good? Everything okay?
Car's feeling really good. I just need to try and catch up with this TVR. Even whatever I do, it's leaving me for dead. I think I'm going to put about 4 tons of slab in the boot so he doesn't notice, so I can catch him up in the second race. But other than that, car's going really well. Over the moon. Looking forward to the second one.
Excellent, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the kind of preparation that you do going into a race with these cars. Is there anything in particular you do just to get them race ready?
See, for the last couple of years, you would basically need to shut the whole car down to get race ready. But now, it's just to change pads, put a bit of fuel in it, make sure I'm ready and I'm good to go. So it takes a wee bit of time, but this is going really reliable for this year, so I'm really over the moon with it.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Very well done out there today.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to the second one.
And that's the number 78 car there. Let's just take a quick chat with a couple of other drivers here if we can. We've got the XR2s here as well. We've got this Volkswagen Golf, which had a very, very interesting race to say the least. But it's let's get a quick chat with Mr. O'Neill here actually in the XR2, because there was some great scraps throughout there as well, must be said. But Duncan, just how do you feel after that one? How's it?
That was good. It was good getting in with the rest of the mob at the end. But that was a good laugh. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. We were just saying there, that's the beauty of multi-class racing. You always get great action throughout the field, but sometimes a bit easier said than done when you're having to get the elbows out of there.
Yeah, I was nearly off the track a couple of times there, but the wee car stuck like glue, so I'm still in one piece, so that was a good thing, yeah, definitely. Enjoyed it. It was good bit of racing out there at the back lot is, but it was good. Enjoyed it.
What's the game plan going into the second race later this afternoon?
Just be the same. I'll just keep plodding. The car's going well. I'm not going to change anything on it, so I'll just keep it as it is. So hopefully it finishes. It's still a wee bit warm today, so she's handling well. She's really handling well out there. So a close one down in the hairpin, but she managed to come back out the gravel track and back on again, so that was good, definitely.
Good stuff, very well done out there.
Thank you.